under a civil contract, and that's where the word civilization comes from, because we all agree to certain social contractual obligations. One of them's, you don't run around, infringing on other people's rights by killing them or stealing from them or deceiving them. That social construct, the basis of our civilization, is a construct. In order to be party to a contract, you have to be responsible. You have to be competent. If you're not competent, you can't be held to a contract. However, if you want to be presumed to be bound to a contract, okay, it requires that all people willingly enter into that contract. But if you don't willingly enter into their social construct that they've built for us, the one that continually leaves us in a state of lawlessness, or let's just say in a state where we operate under natural law such that we sustain consequences whereby we are deprived of freedom. It's not a matter of breaking the law. It's a matter of engaging in acts that lead to consequences. The law can't be broken. It's just certain actions cause certain reactions, and those have to be affirmed. So these have to be recognized. So when they when they think they're taking away your remedy and recourse, what they're doing is invalidating their social contract, meaning that the fictions of law, or the game that they set up, that doesn't allow you a way out. And a lot of you that study law now, especially fictions of law, code, regulations, anything with that name, not law, or something that they call public policy rather than public law, you're finding out that there's no remedy and recourse. Or if even though it's written in the book, you're finding out that judges aren't honoring it. And those people who are called sovereigns or kings or claim to rule by divine right aren't permitting to utilize those things that are saying in the book. It's because your remedy and recourse lies someplace else. It's not going to be written in the book. It's something for you to discover on your own, which is part of the reason why we're having this discussion in the first place. So, what can you do? One, you can realize that you're asleep. You can realize that you're confused. That's the first step in finally moving to a place where you're no longer confused. It's simply accepting the fact that, oh, wait a minute, I'm not confused, or I'm not responsible, or I'm not thinking correctly. It goes hand in hand with the idea that one is no hopelessly enslaved than the one who thinks himself free. If you don't know you're in a cage, you never try to leave. In fact, you never get to a place where you recognize that there are boundaries. One of the things that happened to me in my life is my life was specifically constructed such that I started bumping against these boundaries. And I started really trying to understand why those boundaries are there. And ultimately what I found was those boundaries are there because of me. I had to realize what I was doing, the way I was thinking, that was causing me to actually keep myself from being free. This is true for everybody. So how do you get to this point? Well, one, if you simply decide you're going to go there. Now, it's not going to be forced on you. You have to do it willingly. What's keeping you from doing that is your fear. It's a fear of the unknown. It's a lack of trust. So when you consciously say, hey, I want, I don't like this. I want something else. I want to learn. I want to know. I want to be responsible. What you'll find in your experience is, instead of the nightmare getting worse, it will start what I call providing you trust-building exercises. What these do, there'll be experiences, odd experiences that start occurring in your life experience, specifically all for you, that help you get to a higher point of trust. It starts slowly, and then it gradually increases. And as you go through these trust building exercises, you'll find that your capacity for courage will increase. Generally, the form that they take is at its root, it's a decision that you have to make. You're actually moved to a point where you have to make a decision where you don't get to know the outcome of that decision. That's on purpose. So the only way you can go is just simply relax and allow it to happen, or make a decision one way or the other. But you're not going to be able to know what the outcome is, and both outcomes are going to appear very frightening to you. Okay, and it's not until you make that decision where you see that, hey, wait a minute, I didn't have anything to be afraid of in the first place. Now, those are the trust building exercises. As you go through these trust building exercises, you'll increase your trust, your level of courage will increase, and your ability to accept things for what they are, as they are, will increase also. You'll realize that ultimately it's very easy, and it doesn't really require you to do anything except simply accept what is. All is as it should be. Now that's hard when you're starting out. Your lives are really uncomfortable. You're really afraid. You're afraid of death. You're afraid of other people. Heaven forbid, a whole bunch of people come around with guns and they'll take all the food that you've stored up.